Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan from Boss Life in Progress, where career communication and confidence meet to help you find your ideal career. This is episode 2 of Talks with Jordan, which is a more chill and laid back version, episode, whatever, on this channel, where I actually answer you all's specific questions. If you would like your specific question answered, make sure you leave it down in the comments below, and I will be picking a few questions every week to feature and just answer your question, and it can be as specific or as general as you want it to be. So let's get started. I will answer as many questions as I can about career advancement. Typically, I will answer them about lifestyle stuff, but we'll see how this goes. So the first question is, I like this one. It's a little lifestyle-y, but I'll kind of gear it towards career advancement. What is something that most people learn only after it's too late? I think that something that people learn after it's too late is how to live, right? And I'm not talking about like after we die or whatever, but I'm talking about we get older and we're just like, wow, I really wish I would have done this or done that or spent that money or didn't spend that money. And we typically have regrets in our life. And to take this back to career, a lot of people just stay in jobs that they don't like. They're unhappy, they're underpaid, underemployed, and they just stay so long because it's, sometimes it's circumstance, sometimes it's excuses, sometimes it's situation, but after a while we have to take accountability for ourselves and say, you know what? I'm gonna try and get out of this situation. So that's something that I think most people don't learn until it's too late, until they've been sitting in a job for 30 years that they hate and they're like, well, I guess it's time to retire. So I definitely don't want that for myself, and I don't want that for you all. Next question. Hey y'all, how do you decipher when it's time to leave a company? It's actually a really good segue from the last question, but you need to realize that there's more to life than money, right? So if you're spending 60, 70, whatever hours a week, not bi-weekly, a week at your job, and you're making, like 6 figures, yes, you're making a lot of money, but you're spending all of your time there. What about your family? What about your friends? What about the people that care about you and want to spend time with you? And same vice versa. If you are underpaid, if you're, spending maybe not as much time, but you're not even getting paid what you're worth, that might be the time to be like, hey, I'm gonna take my skills and my value elsewhere where I'm paid more. So there's a balance to it. I think there's time and there's money, but I really think that people need to just be aware of what they want. Like, obviously, if you wanna work all the time, be my guest. Obviously, if you wanna work, 15 hours a week, be my guest. But you have to be willing to understand what you want and then either go for it or have someone help you go for it. Okay, so next question. Does anyone else besides me struggle with not being able to focus on one career path? I literally want to do a little bit of everything, which makes it hard when choosing what I want to go to grad school for. Any advice or tips? Welcomed. So I think a lot of people have this issue. I have this issue where I want to be everything to everyone and do everything. And you can't be everything to everyone and you can't do everything. So while you might be a multifaceted and passionate person, we all know you are, you're gonna have to pick 1, 2, maybe 3 things to focus on, get good at, and then you can move on. So I definitely think that choosing a main career path, so let's say you want to be a nurse, right? Choose that main career path and be a nurse. What's stopping you from on the side doing your other hobbies, or on the side starting a side hustle, or doing something like with nonprofits or a charity or something? There's nothing stopping you from doing things on the side as you work towards your main goal. But what I suggest is that you sit down, figure out what you actually want to do. I find it's easiest to look at actual job descriptions because we can come up with a whole bunch of stuff in our head all the time and make it our dream job, and it's fancy and it's awesome. But until you actually sit down and find an actual job title and an actual job that you want, you're gonna be, you know, swimming around in fairy tale land until you can find it. So sit down, figure out what you want. If you need help with that, that is something that I do provide in my Career Goals Academy. We'll sit down, figure out exactly what you want to do, and I'll take you from A to Z in finding your ideal career. All right, next question. Hello everyone, can I please receive tips for a successful virtual interview? Thank you. A, I have a video all about interviews here, and a virtual interview is almost exactly the same as an in-person interview. And before I begin, I also have a freebie on how to ace your next virtual interview or phone interview or Zoom, Skype, whatever you want to call it, and that'll be down in the description below. So how to ace a virtual or non-face-to-face interview. In the freebie that I have, I explain it all, but I'll quickly go over that, and then if you want more in depth, just check out that freebie in the description. So a virtual interview, there's a couple of things that you want to do. You want to prep. So you want to make sure you do your research on the company. You want to make sure you know what their values are, what they're looking for. Go over the job description again, right? And the next thing you want to do is to set up your area. So if it's a phone interview, you don't really need to set up the room, but you do need to go somewhere quiet, see if, you know, someone can watch the kids, put the dog in the other room, do what you got to do, but make sure that your area is quiet. If you're on video, make sure that, first of all, you know, you're dressed from, you know, the torso, right? You can wear pajama bottoms, whatever you got to do. But make sure you're dressed, make sure your area behind you is free of obstructions that are too distracting, even for you or for the people interviewing you. And basically after that, it's typically like a normal interview. You go in, you give it your all, you tell them how awesome you are and how valuable you are. You humble brag about yourself, and then boom, that's the best you can do, and from there they'll let you know. What I like to do is keep like notes right on my keyboard, so that if I forget something, I quickly look down, glance back up, and then I'm off again. So that's something that I would highly suggest for you to do. Like I said, a full freebie about how to ace your next on the phone or over the computer interview is down in the description below. I also will link just a typical interview, instructions on how to ace your typical interview, which is face-to-face, and that'll be down in the description below. Now, this has gotten kind of long, but I really want to make sure I'm answering you guys' questions as thoroughly as I can. And so make sure if you have any questions, you put them down in the comments below. I'll be featuring a few of these questions every week. Like I said, this is a more casual, I'm answering your specific questions than in my regular video, where I'm more so trying to educate and inform. So I hope you guys liked episode 2 of Jordan Talks, and I will catch you guys here next week. And with that said, I will see you next time. Bye.